In this module, you are going to hear and see the stories of real women who have faced incredibly difficult situations, such as unplanned pregnancies, past abortions, and even one woman who survived a failed abortion. These powerful stories will hopefully help you more clearly see the lives at the center of this issue. We want to highlight the stories of two women who were impacted by abortion and how their journeys inspire the idea that no matter what has happened in your past, there's always hope.
Liam was born 11 years ago, and like all children, his story intertwines with his mother's. Liam's mother, Rebecca, was raped and became pregnant at 18. The man who assaulted her was more than twice her age, and she was homeless. She couldn't provide for a child, and she was the victim of a violent crime. But circumstances, even horrible circumstances, do not define us. Rebecca leaned into hope. She persisted with courage, and she gave birth to Liam. A family adopted Liam, and the adoptive father says, "Rebecca and Liam have taught us way more than we could ever teach them." The message, compassion. This story is complicated. It's personal. It's gut-wrenching. It's also inspiring. A story of hope. Rebecca and Liam's lives are intertwined. We cannot diminish Rebecca's trauma, but we also cannot dehumanize Liam. Both need our help. Both deserve our help. We must be compassionate to both. Support both. Embrace both. Welcome both. Love both.
In August 1977, a 19-year-old college student, Ruth, wasn't feeling herself. Ruth's mother, an OB/GYN nurse, recognized the symptoms. Ruth was pregnant. Ruth was engaged to Elliot, her high school boyfriend, but their engagement couldn't save their baby. Ruth's mother was livid. They pleaded with her, but it didn't matter. It didn't matter that they wanted the baby, and it didn't matter that they would soon be married. Ruth's mother demanded an abortion. This was the last time Ruth ever saw Elliot. Ruth was taken to the hospital where her mother worked and where a doctor owed her a favor. Without proper consideration and without Ruth's consent, the doctor performed a saline abortion. Ruth and her preborn baby suffered. The saline solution burned the baby's body. After 5 days, Ruth was finally induced. Everyone expected a dead baby, but I was born instead. My name is Melissa Oden, and I am the founder and CEO of the Abortion Survivors Network. Most people do not realize that abortions fail, are stopped or reversed, and survivors like me exist. There are an estimated 85,817 abortion survivors since 1973, which means there are roughly 1,734 survivors every year. The trauma of abortion survival is real. You feel isolated, disregarded, and different in a way that no one else can understand. We are who abortion kills. I am not a clump of cells. I am a human being. All of us are human beings. All of us have equal value. Abortion is not healthcare. Abortion is not reproductive choice. Abortion is the intentional killing of a human being. We are survivors. We pull back the curtain. We personify the violence. We are literally the voice of the voiceless. And for survivors, we're here for you. We exist for you. We will help you. We are the Abortion Survivors Network.
Here's the truth. Abortion hurts. She didn't anticipate the situation, but now she must make a difficult choice. She can choose abortion, which might feel like a solution in the short term, but it leads to an aching sense of loss, depression, and a risk of infertility. Because abortion hurts women. But she also has another choice. She can choose to be a mother. Being a mother doesn't hurt. In fact, it can heal. And being a mother is more beautiful than anything you can imagine. Of course, it's not an easy road, but there are people who will walk with you, help you with childcare, healthcare, education, job training, even housing. You don't need abortion to succeed. You need support. We will connect you with the support you need. Go to standingwithyou.org.
For many women in this situation, abortion can feel like the answer to a problem. But this decision can lead to more complications, both physically and emotionally. We believe that women should feel empowered and informed enough to choose a future filled with security, opportunity, and most importantly, life.
I guess I was thinking about society and being a college student and the stigma of already having a kid.
I just remember feeling very happy that I didn't have to worry about it anymore.
I was hoping to see the baby, and it was gonna be my first child.
We always trust our doctors and that they want the best for their patients. So I felt relieved, and I thought, she looks great. She had an abortion. She actually did performed 2 abortions on her daughter. Then I'm gonna be fine. And 5 minutes is nothing. But I had no idea that that's where my hellish nightmare started. No idea.
It hurt me mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. I went in there with a baby, and I walked out empty.
I consider the abortion as a failure in my life. And nobody, a man never wants to talk about something like that, about being a failure. So whenever the discussion, or should I have a baby, or should I have an abortion, or I had an abortion, it was another reminder to me that I did that with Rosemary. And I didn't want to acknowledge it, so it was like a shot in my spine, but it didn't wake me up.
We were very secular, and I had not come to God yet. So in the midst of this, she had the procedure, and the very first moment I had, the very first sense that there was a larger reality involved, was I was telling a friend of mine this, and I began to cry. There are tears that come out of nowhere, and it's not explainable. There's no secular explanation for it.
She sent a text with the baby on the floor of the bathroom that was full of blood and tissue. I was so in shock. I feel so painful. I couldn't believe what she done, and I couldn't believe myself that I couldn't save the life of my baby.
And then afterward, I started taking the rest of the Vicodin pills as a way to numb myself. I started to abuse it.
Sometimes I'd have these weird thoughts, like of me going into the kitchen and grabbing a knife and just stabbing myself, and then these just psychotic thoughts in my mind.
I start drinking. I start hiding my pain, and I couldn't deal with the pain for a long time. And I didn't know what to do. I was having nightmares.
I was really reaching out for help because at the time of my life I was so depressed. I had layers of issues that I was facing.
I just remember hearing the vacuum. I actually saw what was in the vacuum, and I saw a little limb and a little arm or a little foot, and I saw my baby in there. And I knew that I would never get that back. I just knew I would never get it back.
I remember taking her home, and I can still see her today, sitting on her bed. something was taken from us, mainly from her, was our child.
Then I began to realize it was a death. It was the death of our child. It was the death of our third child. It was the death of my daughter. It was the death of my children's sister. A whole reality had kind of disappeared in the family.
The healing that I received was incredible. It was probably the most important thing I've ever done in my life, because it led me to forgiveness of myself, of my husband, from my baby. You cannot give to someone who has never felt forgiven. And I released 33 years of, for me, a living hell inside.
I remember that I went there just to support her, and I was there for her. And little did I know that I faced the healing and had the opportunity to heal myself. I didn't realize at the time how when you do stuff something or you cover it up inside and you don't deal with it, that it's still there, and it came out for me. And I think I got just as much out of the healing process as my wife did.
I went, and it was an amazing experience, utterly amazing. I never had felt so much love and compassion. So much understanding. Surround us. The retreat directors had also had experienced abortions. They knew exactly what it was all about.
I felt very safe. I felt comforted. I felt like I had a safe environment to express myself, to let go, because I needed to cry.
Jesus said, unbind him and let him go free. And we came out of the grave. And this was the first time I had ever had the sense that there's life beyond loss. There's a life that I could be forgiven and released.
During that retreat, wow, the Lord transformed my heart. You know, there's still mercy.
I was at a time in my life where I didn't even recognize my own strength. I didn't even think I was strong enough to deal with everything that I was going through. And I'm so grateful. I'm thankful every day.
One thing that keeps me going, I always remind myself that every saint has a past and every sinner has a future.
I hope that people stop suffering and they find some help, because there are help available. I want people to feel the love of God.
Today I feel forgiven and healed, and I'm very, very happy now.
Women have a history of rising above. When they blocked our right to vote, we marched. When they paid us less, we secured equal pay. When they devalued us, we built a movement. Now they tell us we need abortion to succeed, that abortion is part of our empowerment. But there's no victory in ending the lives of our own children. There's no empowerment. There's only harm and loss. Abortion hurts. It leaves us with a giant hole in who we are. When someone tells us we are not up for the challenge of being a mother, let's remind them who we are, what we have overcome, how we have risen above. We don't need abortion to succeed.